Uh, so, um, I tend to automatically be wary of any organized. What am I talking about? Organized protests.
Movement, protest,
Yeah.
yeah.
When the truckers convoy thing started, clearly it happened in Canada, which is not a very grassroots, freedom oriented place for things like that to happen. But when these trucker convoys happen, it reminded me of like the Bundy debacle and the debacles that happened after the Bundy thing, where it's like they almost like need to weed out, the true like dissidents or type of like they need to get people to come out of the woodwork. So they have these psyops, that bring all the knuckleheads out of the woodwork. And I've been seeing a lot of my friends get caught up in this whole freedom trucker thing that's happening in the U.S. and in D.C. right now.
Yeah, now it's happening here.
And it's without getting into the details about the trucker convoy, this is your mainstream two-party paradigm, Biden versus Trump garbage, that they always have cycling through. This is why the CIA exists. This is why the media, and like, what were you saying about the media?
Oh, how people buy into this. A lot of people in the truth community, freedom community, whatever you want to call it, buy into these things, these events, these movements just because, let's say, the mainstream media isn't reporting about it, right?
Yeah.
So they'll think, okay, because mainstream media is not reporting about it, it must be something that we need to give our energy and attention to, which
is a fallacy.
Think about it. It's a
Yeah.
fallacy, number one. And number two, why would the powers that be not take advantage of this? It's a pretty simple
Yeah.
concept thing to see happening. Why would they not use that against us, against people in these freedom communities, alternative media communities?
These people
or
claiming to be
movements?
above the two-party paradigm, and
Right.
that don't get caught up in, who the new president's going to be, or that kind of stuff, which we've all had thousands of examples of why, the government's just like a big reality TV show.
Yeah.
That's there to
Politics,
distract us
basically.
from the fact that we don't have any choice about anything going on. So clearly, that right off the bat, this like, like this happens and it's like, okay, here's the next thing. But then like I'm seeing lots of people get caught up in it, and people are, my friends are writing me going, why aren't you supporting this? And it's just like, why am I not supporting some two-party debacle? Like, that's, really
Yeah.
silly to me. I would never spend more time than I already am spending right now on this subject, but I'm just bringing it up to point it out. Like if you buy into this, you need to reevaluate.
Well, we need to watch out for, okay, a lot of
People that believe anything are not good for this movement, and this is the kind of thing where it's like, if you're just believing it because, it's not all over the mainstream media, that means it must be a real thing. And when like that could simply be a chess move that they're playing, they're not going to. It's like Elon Musk worshippers, cult members, when they say that like, oh, look, if SpaceX was real, if SpaceX was fake, they'd never have failures, and it's like, of course they'd have failures. That would be, they'd be outing themselves by not having failures. It's like, you don't think these people are smart. These people, these elites that have had, an upper hand on us for several generations. You don't think they're smart? The people running the media that are brainwashing us, the CIA, who knows who else? Like, you don't think they're smart enough to like plan out a couple steps ahead to like, lure in all the suckers?
Well, just think like a lot of these people that we're talking about who are interested in this movement, the trucker convoy, whatever, they're not, right. We're trying to not watch TV. We try not to, get influenced by those forms of media. That, there's that creates a vacuum for us to be attracted to other types of drama and entertainment. So this becomes a source of entertainment, which they got to know that, right? So that's why they're throwing this kind of stuff, or that's why they're really, pushing by not pushing, manipulating us to be involved with the drama and intricacies of what's going on with all of this, because we still have that.
We're all still brainwashed from reality TV.
And we're social animals, right?
Yeah.
So people, they want to connect and be a part of something and donate to something that's doing, contributing to the greater good, contributing to freedom, right? Like, it's very attractive, and it's like a trap to fall into.
Yeah.
And it's an entertainment trap.
And what's happening here, from me looking at it, what's happening here is it looks like the truckers are putting sanctions on the U.S. almost, like, and then if we're really headed to a food shortage, they're really going to need someone to scapegoat this shit on. The government's clearly going to be like, oh, well, you truckers didn't show up to work and didn't deliver the food, and now there's a food shortage. Like, you guys are just playing into this. And
yeah,
it's
just like blaming the Russia-Ukrainian conflict for raising gas prices or prices in general, or for it's inflation, right? So they use these other things to cover up for inflation, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, and I saw a video, like someone sent me a video and I watched it for a little bit, but they figured out that this wasn't a 3,000 truck convoy like they said it was. It was actually only like 35, and it's the typical smoke and mirrors media thing where they just shoot these different angles, the same 30 trucks from different angles, and make it seem like it's really big. Like, when I was a kid, I used to watch on the news. They made it seem like the Roe versus Wade stuff, like the protesters at the clinics were just like, it was millions of people, but then like it turned out it was only 18 ladies that were like crazy, and like, but they just shoot it from certain angles to make it look so much bigger, and it's like, this is the same type of thing. But and then at the end of the day, this is still two-party paradigm BS. It's not truth or stuff, like, this is really like,
don't fall for it.
Yeah, don't fall for it. It's not, this isn't going to change anything. Protest doesn't change anything unless it's direct action, and this isn't direct action. This is like a weird, like, news media attempt at direct action, but it's just the same stuff we've been dealing with.
Same stuff, and just seems fishy.
Yeah. So anyway, we'll talk to you guys later. Peace.
I like the